Some of the comments were received when we were away. Now, I generally do not care at all any kind of comments about my body. Like, I literally love my thick hips and thighs. However,
so do I.
Thank you, babes. We've got a couple of things people have asked. One of them being we're coming out stories.
Oh,
which I thought we would get into a little bit. So Jordan,
take your hit in bit up first. Headed for Jesus Christ, right?
So I bet you're all thinking, what's next for them? Jordan.
Hello and welcome back to This is Sisters podcast. This is episode 3. Oh, we've got quite a lot to get through today, haven't we?
Yeah, you didn't let us finish. I was actually going to say this is hosted by your favourite lesbian.
All right, okay, great stuff. That was a good start, episode 3.
Okay, so we do have a lot to get through, but first we want to start by saying Happy Pride.
Yes,
I say Happy Pride, but we do take up quite a few months of the year, don't we, us lesbians and gays and everyone in between. So in honour of Pride, we wanted to start this episode by talking a little bit about us. What would be different?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So we've got a couple of things people have asked. One of them being we're coming out stories.
Oh,
which I thought we would get into a little bit. So Jordan,
take your hit in bit up first. Headed for Jesus Christ, right? So,
can you not use the Lord's name in vain?
Oh, sorry about that.
Okay, correct.
Yeah, mine wasn't the greatest coming out story, if I'm honest. I have touched base on this a few times. And that's purely just because of the background that I've come from. It was quite rough, I'm not going to lie. I ended up moving out of the family home. An auntie had took us in at the time. I then ended up going back home. It didn't work out. And then my grandma took us in, and my grandma and granddad were a part of my life for a long time. And that's the period when I actually met you as well, when I was living at my grandma's. I wasn't living at home. So yeah, my coming out story wasn't nice. I think the worst thing for me is I wasn't ready to come out. I was forced out. And that was, sorry, I bring up past experiences. But the person I was with at the time, it was their parents that actually give us a week. They set a deadline on it and said you've got a week to tell. She decided to tell her parents. Cut a long story short, they give me a week to tell mine, and I waited until the final day of that week. I waited until the Sunday. My dad was driving us to work, so I had a part-time job at a pub, and I told him. He went back and told me mum, and yeah, it was just, I'm not going to fluff it up, it was rough. It was, and I felt like I needed to be someone that I just couldn't be. I tried to fake being straight and like fake liking men, and it just wasn't happening for us. And
you did neck on half the Geordie Shore.
Yeah, like,
didn't you? But
did you really have to bring that out?
No, but like that was her trying to tell everyone she was straight. It wasn't she necked on with all them in Durham.
Yeah, I went through a bit of a wild stage of, because I was never really allowed out like a lot of my friends back then. I lived I was a little bit sheltered compared to like siblings now, and like the generation and youth of now are a lot more free living. So when I could actually get my hands on drink as well, that's when my drink problems started, when I then come out and I could get my hands on it because I didn't know who I was. And yeah, I went through a phase where I was just going out and getting absolutely shit-faced, and I started necking on boys. It's disgusting, sorry about that. And it was not a nice spell. Like, I was just lost, man. I didn't know who I was, and I couldn't accept myself. And it's brutal because I come into contact with someone else that was gay for the first time. And whenever we went out, even if it was just like through the day to town, like, as brutal as this sounds, I felt like I had to walk separate because I felt like people were looking at us. Are they going to think I'm gay? Like, do they think I'm different? Like, am I getting judged right now? Like, what was going through everyone else's head about me? And yeah, it was just a rough little spell, man, but I got there in the end.
And you and your mum now have like an unbelievable...
Oh, amazing. Like,
I had a relationship.
I think she actually loves you more than she loves me, to be honest. So, no, she doesn't have number one in the beginning.
Yeah, it was just a little bit of, and we've got to be real, like, I appreciate and respect, like, times have changed a lot more now. That's the reality of it. Because back then when we come out, things were still up in the air. It wasn't even still legal to get married as a same-sex couple. And it was very raw, and I am the only gay in my family. So it was a lot of pressure coming out with the background that I've got within my family. But yeah, cut a long story short, it was rough, but we got there in the end.
Got there in the end.
We got there in the end. What about you?
So, me and my mum have a very, very close relationship, but it was the one thing. It was a bit like when you talk about sex with your parents.
Oh God,
Do you know what? I just didn't feel like it was a conversation I wanted to sit down and have. And again, we're talking like what, 15, 16, 17 years ago,
a long time ago.
like honestly before Christ at this rate. Like, and I remember I started a new job, first ever come into contact with like someone that was trying to graft us that was a female.
Whoa.
Yes. And I remember she wrote us a letter, and my mum found it when I was on holiday in Ibiza with the girls, and messages saying, I found a letter off your friend, blah, blah, blah. And it's not a letter that a friend would write you.
Mm.
And I remember just thinking, I felt like I'd been caught shagging. I honestly felt ill. And I remember I had the biggest knots in my stomach. So anyways, time went by, we didn't really speak about it. And then I remember I got with someone who was like, you should tell your mum, because she had told her mum. And I remember my mum was going to work in the morning, and I texted her so bad. And she actually replied just saying, it's not really what I wanted for you, but I'll support you, whatever you want to do, sort of thing. And I was shocked because I thought my mum would be like, I thought she'd get like a rainbow flag tattooed on her. I thought that's how much she'd support us. However, like straight after that, she was like all for us. She just didn't like the person I was with.
Yeah.
So that was her first encounter of someone that was like gay other than me. And she just wasn't a fan. I didn't tell my dad, and it come out one night that my mum had messages saying, you need to come home, your dad wants to talk to you. And my dad's like, you know, my dad, he's like not very, he wouldn't like sit you down and have like a chat with you. He's like a cockney hard head.
Yeah.
And I come in, he was like,
Real bad man.
yeah, he was like, Amy, come in here now. And I went, all right, Dad. Went in, sat down, and he actually had a lump in his throat and tears in his eyes. And he said, you're my little girl, and I never want you to worry about anything. So mine is literally night and day to yours. But then after that, my mum like was fully like lapping it up. Hence why I've worn my checky shirt and jeans tonight, because she used to go, so are you having a date night with your checky shirt and jeans for a band dress? And again, I used to dress different because I thought that's what you had to do.
Yeah, I also dressed different back then.
Yeah.
Chinos, shirts.
I used to wear G-star jeans. And I had them in blue and white. And when I got the white ones, I honestly thought I was the fucking dog's bollock.
Did you ever wear the poppers? The pop-ups at the side? What they are a proper name?
Popper pants.
Aye.
They were lesbian world. They were
genuine. Just say.
But some of the lesbians, I don't know if this was across like nationwide, they used to safety pin the bottoms to like cuff them.
Wow.
And they used to wear a pair of Toms or a pair of flossies. And thinking of me in that attire now makes us feel physically ill. But yeah, so that was my story.
Yeah. When you said about when your mum said that she wasn't keen on the person you were with, that was also a similar situation to me. It was a bit of a shock to the system when she kind of seen the person that I was.
There's always a stereotype, isn't there, of gay?
Yeah.
So people would say to me at the start when I first come out, well, you don't look gay. And I used to go, well, what does gay look like? And then that's
very frustrating.
It doesn't really come out now as much because I feel like everyone's a lot more fluid, right?
Yeah.
But then I remember my brother then came out, and I thought, I have laid the path for you to walk on, darling. This was just basically, it was like, oh, I'm going on a date with a lad. And my dad was like, Ari. My mum was like, all right. So
yeah, it's just very chill. Yeah. Very different story for me. But yeah, without going into too much depth, it was just the path that we both had to go down. And everyone's coming out stories different. For me, I wasn't ready to come out yet. And it's frustrating because it's like, sometimes why do you even have to like have this big coming out?
I know, but then I also think it's for people to feel that they can actually be their true authentic self. Like nowadays, you're all like, if you're on social media, everyone sees that some people like to share a lot, like, or some people don't like to share as much. And I think people just don't ever probably want people to have something over them. Like, do you know what I mean? Or I've seen such and such with this person now. Like, it's just, so yeah. And I think what I wanted to highlight is when we've looked at a lot of our downloads from recent episodes, like, the countries that it's hit is just crazy.
Oh, phenomenal, like all over the world.
All over the world. In a lot of countries where like being gay, you would actually, like, you could be killed for. Like,
yeah.
When I've looked to see that we've got listeners that if you're listening now, I hope you can be your true authentic self, and we love you.
And anybody else that hasn't actually is watching this that hasn't actually come out yet, like, don't be afraid. Like, you might go through a little bit of a rough patch like me, or you might be instantly accepted like Amy. Everyone's path and journey is different, but that'll never stop you from being who you want to be. So just follow the journey.
I'm going to get that tattoo on my back.
That was powerful, wasn't it?
Oh my God. That was honestly.
Listen, it'll all work out because I didn't have my shit together. I felt like I couldn't be who I wanted to be. And there was a stage in my life where I thought that the world was a better place without me being in it. So, and look at what we've achieved now as a couple. So it's very powerful what you can do when you just start to believe in yourself and actually accept yourself. Because when I accepted myself, that's when I didn't care about anyone else around us. Like, I don't care if someone doesn't accept me now. Like, I am who I am and I'll be who I want to be, because I always felt like I had to dress a certain type of way or act a certain type of way. And now I am who I am.
Yeah. And you're the happiest I've ever.
Happiest I've ever been. Happiest I've ever been. So, yeah.
Power.
So, happy Pride, everyone. So we're now going to recap a little bit, just because obviously we've had like a 2-week hiatus away from the pod. So we're going to talk a little bit about Jordan's fight.
Yes.
And fight night. Take it away, hon.
So what do you want to know first?
Well, firstly, did you win?
I absolutely did win, yes.
It was a good night, really good night. Amazing experience and atmosphere, to be honest. The crowd absolutely blew the roof off, and it was just really nice to get back in the ring, to be honest, after having so long out. I've been out the ring. It was just nearly 9 months since I fought in Sweden last year. So yeah, it was just nice to fight, because 2 weeks before I fought, I didn't have an opponent, didn't know if I was going to be able to fight. It was going through the same circle I've been through for the last 8-9 months. So yeah, we got there. Bit of a frustrating opponent, but we got the job done. We needed to do what we needed to do. I did feel really ring rusty, to be honest. And if anybody that doesn't know, like, ring rust is a real thing when you haven't been, and it sounds daft even saying that out loud, but when you haven't fought in such a long time, you do get really rusty. It doesn't matter how much sparring you do, how much training you do. When you're in the ring fighting, it's a different game. So when you're active and you're fighting 3-4 times a year, like, you're there, you're on peak.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was just nice to get back in there, shake things off. I was a very composed performance, but there's a lot more to come. So yeah.
And Jersey watched Jen.
Jersey came to the first event, and
she was she was starstruck when she seen Jordan come out. So I had to video her. Like, I would never normally video like throughout Jordan's fights, but I had to get him like a face on camera, because she was like watching it come down, and it was just the cutest ever, wasn't it?
When I watch it back, and trust us, I've watched it back about 50 million times on holiday, like, I get a lump in my throat every single time I watch it, because she was just so chill, sat on my brother's knee, and then he goes, "There she is, she's coming," and Billy introduces us, and she just turns and lights up, and her face is just smiling, and that was just special, man. Like, to be honest, I didn't think at 3 we would have, because we always said when the time is right, we'll let her come to the first event, and like,
just dead like observing and stuff, and like, she'll know where we're going, and she'll ask how we've, like, when we come back, she'll be like, "Oh, how was that?" Like, she's very intelligent.
How was boxing, mama? How was the gym, mama? Can I come to the gym, mama? And she's a lot more involved now.
Yeah.
And like, she is very intelligent. So we thought, right, this is the right time. Yeah. And we'll bring her. It's a home crowd. Like, it's not away from, like, in a different country or anything. So yeah, definitely like exceeded my expectations, and I'm buzzing she came, because it was unreal. Like, I literally, the first thing I did when I got in the ring was look for you and her, and as soon as I seen her, I just felt safe, and like, I was like, right, it's time now.
Before we move on, I just want to highlight a really important topic now, and that is, for those that are watching the visual on YouTube, our plug socket has a cover up. This is the best you could get, and Jordan actually said we could just get an electrician to take the plug off the wall.
I thought it'd be that easy, yeah,
because we've had the wall plastered, so we're not doing that. So this is it for now.
This is as good as we're going to get, and to be honest, it's still sending me OCD crazy, but it's better than it's looking at a messy plug. I just want to say, by closing the fight era, and fight chat, should I say, I want to say a massive thank you to all the sponsors and everyone that actually bought a ticket with the hard-earned money to come watch us fight, because I couldn't do it without them. Like, the fight game is serious, it's brutal, and
I didn't make a penny off that fight. We were out of pocket, putting ourselves, and a big shout out to my manager as well. But yeah, I just want to say a massive thank you to the sponsors and everyone that helped us out, because it wouldn't be possible without you. So yeah.
So, holiday.
Oh my God, here we go.
So, yeah, we shared quite a lot. So, apologies for repeating everything that you've seen. But we have just come back from Keva in Turkey.
Yes.
By the way, stunning. Like, you didn't actually feel like you were in Turkey, did you? Because we would normally go Marmara.
Yeah.
We've done Balek.
Balek was nice last year, but this area, I think the positioning of where the hotel was as well was just like so peak.
Yeah, and like the Maldives. I'll be honest, right? You all know me, Kansas State born and bred. Jordan was brought up in a caravan or a trailer, as the travellers like to call it. So, like, we're not, we are like weekend millionaires, but we're not millionaires. And we were amongst, like, royalty.
Oh, like people lacing like Gucci head to toe. We're not talking Morris snidey Gucci. We're talking like the real Gucci.
I had my real Gucci bag with his sort of fit in.
Have you got that?
Mm-hmm. But it was like the real rich Russians.
Yeah, it was.
It was even the way I had said, like, oh, why are you here? Like, this is like where all the Russians have come, yeah. Europeans normally go to Marmaris and where does he Bodrum? Yeah. Like, honey, do you not see my real Gucci under the pram? But anyways, instead, canny. So yeah,
it was actually canny.
It was a stunning holiday. We were fortunate enough to have a phenomenal room with a swimming pool. This is where it gets juicy. And it was just the break that we needed. Jersey had our first experience in Kids Club.
Yes.
I sat like alone, just staring out the window at Kids Club for about an hour, panicking. And Ellie bought an air tag, didn't let her put in her. Yeah. I was not too worried, but luckily it was just in front of our room. Yeah, it's got busting out.
The positioning of where everything was perfect, to be fair, because we knew that we had a pool suite, but we were meant to be on the second floor, and we got upgraded to actual ground floor swim up suite. So it was luxury, and literally directly opposite from where the suites were Kids Club and all the kids area, the park, the pool, the everything. So it was a really good position in the hotel because it was huge. Like, it was that big where a golf buggy would take you around.
Yeah.
One day we did like 20k steps just walking around. So
yeah, it was lush. And we did film quite a bit of content, but it wasn't like a chore. It was just stuff that we wanted to show people. So like we did outfit checks. We did like, well, a day in the life, a morning of. Some of the comments were received when we were away, and one of these might resonate with a lot of women or men. I got called chubs. Okay. Now I generally do not care at all any kind of comments about my body. Like, I literally love my thick hips and thighs. However,
so do I.
Thank you, babes. It doesn't make it okay to say it, and definitely not when your profile picture's like a staffy or something. So I just think like people need to be kind, not necessarily to me. I generally don't give a shit, but in general, like,
no, because we touched on this last episode, and I think like we receive a lot of hate. Like, people see that now, but we also do receive a lot of love. But I think like that comment in particular, commenting on a woman's figure,
just like from I sense it was another woman that were called Leah,
but just commenting on a woman's figure in general is like way across the line. That could really, luckily that didn't impact you. And I remember actually asking you,
bless her, did you?
I was like, babe, like, that comment hasn't impacted you, has it? Because like, you're not, like, please. And you were like, nah. I think your response was like, nah, yeah, no, like, nah.
I'm waiting for a comment to come back because I wanted to basically shut them down. Like, it's not my fault you're jealous of us.
But the reality is, a comment like that could really impact your woman. Like, it's just a line you don't cross. And I think,
I listened to I'm a big Sam Fender fan, as we know now. I've had that song on repeat all after literally Rain. Anyways, but I listened to like a radio interview from years ago with him where he said like a girl had said she wouldn't go out with him because he was fat or something at school, and he just stopped eating.
Wow.
And like that's like to lads as well. I think that's really like impactful. So just don't talk about people's body shapes. To them at least. Like,
I think even just hate in general, like, put that comment aside, right? What actually goes through someone's head to think, oh, today I'm going to comment something negative on their video? Like, I've never commented anything negative ever in my life on anyone's videos, posts,
anything.
Yeah.
If you haven't got anything, I always brought up and taught, if you haven't got anything nice to say, don't say it at all.
Yeah.
You can have an open conversation with friends and family, like face to face, but why would you sprout that shit on someone's actual social media?
Do you know what that reminds us of? This is going off a little bit, but I feel like it's funny.
Go for it.
A lot of people that know us will already know this because I talked about it quite heavily. But when we were on my honeymoon,
oh God, here we
so
go.
An ex-friend, you probably are watching as well because you're a freak, commented that actually screenshotted a picture of me and you
On holiday. Whilst we were on our honeymoon.
and sent it to that friend and said, look at the state of that teeth. This is before I got a teeth done. And no, I didn't get my teeth done because you said anything about them.
Oh, we've dropped names.
I didn't say anyone. It's not defamation of character because it's fact. So I've still got the screenshots on my phone. However, they said how tragic you looked.
How tragic I looked, yeah.
Yeah, and anyways, long story short, our other ex-pal at the time managed to get these screenshots and sent with them. And I thought, do you know what? Like, I'm not having someone come for us on my honeymoon. So I did tear her apart, but I didn't want to mention her body or her figure. But yeah, it's just like, yeah, I just, no time for it.
Yeah.
No time for it.
It's just, I haven't got time for negative, disrespectful energy.
Yeah, and that's why we are moving on.
Shut it down. Shut it down.
So I bet you're all thinking, what's next for them? Jordan.
Well, yeah, we're going to try for baby number 2. We've touched on this briefly on holiday, received so much love, but also got quite a lot of hate and all the, it was the questions, crazy men come out to play again about, oh my God, child should only have a dad and a mum.
All
like,
of our haters,
it's disgusting that they have 2 mums.
all of our haters all went to like a private school in London, by the way, apparently, because that's how Jordan likes to speak. No, but we had a bit of hate.
Oh, such a piss take.
We'll not go into the hate. We had a lot of questions that some were probably genuine.
Yeah, and I get that and I appreciate that, and that's why we answer some of the questions back, but some of them were very ignorant.
Yeah, somewhat ignorant. And I think a lot of people were like, oh, will it be the same donor as Jersey? Or will it be the same dad as Jersey? Like,
yeah.
Sorry, it's not so much a taboo subject, but it's our word because we both have dads. Jersey knows that her friends have dads. But you don't call a donor a dad because, as you all know, it takes a lot more than just sperm to be a father.
Yeah.
And like we said, if we were donating our eggs to someone, like I would not want to be classed as the mother. Like we could then go and try and get child support of dad. So yes, donor is the correct terminology. And for those that were trying to stick up for people that were asking the questions, like yous are even worse. Like we're living in 2025. I appreciate maybe it's like 20 years ago, but even now people will still say, how did you have Jersey? And I think it's to the point now I don't even want to explain it anymore because I don't go and ask people how long they booked in the bedroom to conceive their bairn. Like I don't. And I think like it's very similar. Like it is similar. So for me, it's like we'll talk about it to help like people going through it, but for just nebbiness, like you said it, there's Google. And there's also ChatGPT, which tells you a lot now. So,
yeah, pretty much what she said. I mean, like, I did an educational video on the response to someone that had said, will the dad be involved? That was the exact question.
Yeah.
And I was like, firstly, this is really ignorant. Like, what I find rude, right, is people ask very personal questions, I find, to same-sex couples.
Yeah.
The same questions that they would never dare to ask a heterosexual couple.
Yeah.
Now, you've just touched on it briefly there. Now, if a lad and lass is going to have treatment through a clinic because they can't conceive naturally, and say the female has to get eggs donated by another female, would then someone ask the question to them, oh, is the other mum involved?
Yeah.
Like, it's rude. You would never say that. So why is the same expectation on us as a gay couple that, oh, is dad involved?
Yeah.
You're just being ignorant. Like, you're being really, really ignorant and really, really rude. And we haven't got time for that shit. Like,
no.
It takes a lot to be a fucking dad. Like, they're a donor and that's the way that it stays. And
yeah,
I think another general question and the one that's quite popular that we keep getting is, will you tell Jersey, like, are you going to be open with her about the process and this, that and the other? And we have been.
Yeah.
She's 3, but she's very intellectual and she knows now that some kids have a mum and a dad. Some kids have 2 dads. Some kids have a mum and a mum. And some kids just have either a mum or a dad. And some people might just live with grandparents. It's very different dynamic and she's fully aware of that. But we've always been open and said that
as she grows older and as she asks questions, we will tell her how we had her. Like, we're never gonna,
we're like open house,
very, very open household.
Jazzy loves to, like, she's very curious, and as she gets older, she'll be more curious. I would never ever want her to feel alone to go and find out that information. So we will tell her.
Yes. And yes, we will be using the same donor. We're lucky that we've got the same donor frozen.
Yes.
We were actually due for the fertility journey was meant to actually start in January, but lots of things happened this year. It's been very, very turbulent and it's put a lot of things on hold.
We're now going to go again at the start of June.
Yes, we flew for my fight, but it worked out that if it was actually successful first time, you would have been pregnant on holiday.
Without isn't an issue. It's more the fact that I don't drink, but I drink a lot of caffeine, and
she wanted her coffee.
I want to enjoy coffee.
Yeah,
and sunset.
Yeah.
So,
and we needed that time as a family. I think, like, one thing what that holiday taught us is time is so precious. I knew that anyway, but it really puts it into perspective because we do work so hard.
Yeah.
Like, we graft our arse off. Like, we are grinders to the core, and it's
grinders.
Not like a meat grinder, not like a meat grinder. Like, we grind hard. Like, we're grinders. Do you know what I mean? I don't know if that's the right word, but anyway, what I'm trying to say is, like, at the minute, we only get like a full day with Jersey on a Saturday. Like, that is our family day.
Yeah.
That is non-negotiable. That is our time. And it was just so nice to have 7 days flat out together as a family. And
we looked like that and missed each other, didn't we?
We comes out and we did day one. We were like, we dropped her off at nursery. We were like, miss you, and she really missed us. And it was just so nice. That was time that was really needed. And we're ready now for the next chapter and to start the process. And yeah, I'm excited. Fingers crossed for Ham's first time.
Fingers crossed. Well, just to let you know, we're actually having treatment in the next 5 days.
Yeah.
So do the maths. But
fingers crossed. Yeah.
Before we go on to a Scissor segment, there's a couple of like random questions that I listen to on podcasts and I'm like, oh, we should ask random questions because it's funny.
Is it like where you're going to try and catch us off guard, or?
No, it's a question. So, who is the most famous person in your followers? On any platform, like on TikTok, on Instagram.
TikTok, I wouldn't know because I don't actually keep track of them. It's hard to see them on there because like some days you go on and there's like 1,000 new people. So like I don't actually know on TikTok, but on Instagram, there's quite a few, you know.
Give her names.
Oh, I mean, it's hard because I've actually got some big profiles on there. I mean, Josie Gibson follows us.
Yes, she does.
Fred,
first day.
Yes.
Yeah.
The SAS lads. You've got Billy, you've got Foxy, you've got Rudy. Like, there's some big names on there.
Yeah.
And big personalities. So, and then obviously a lot of the boxing world, like big people in the boxing world are on my social media on Instagram. So,
your manager.
Yeah, like, look at like Natasha Jonas. Yeah, she's big profile and what she's done for the sport is amazing. So,
oh well.
I don't know. Yeah, there's some big names. What about yourself?
Probably you.
I love that. Put it there.
Cheating. I've got a couple of the Geordie Show lot. I love reality TV. So
yeah,
to me, like Chloe Ferry is my Josie Gibson.
Yes.
Chantel, Josie Gibson. Like Sophie. Well, actually, Sophie doesn't follow us, but we're watching TikTok.
Yeah,
when they were filming.
And if you're watching the podcast, hello. Right, so that brings us nicely onto the Scissor segment, and I'm going to kick us off. Question number 1, Amy. Do you ever give each other the ick?
So we've got an ensuite toilet, right?
Oh, sorry. No, seriously. Really? You go then.
We have, I'm not bragging, but every new build house now, I think, puts in about 15 toilets. And we have options. And Jordan likes to go to the ensuite toilet frequently with the door open. We have a mirror that is straight in front of the bed looking into the ensuite.
I like you to watch us.
No, I don't like to watch you. Like, and I do, like, I get oversensitive and stimulated to smells, touches, noise. Like, yeah, just give me a pair of headphones right now. So, yeah, that's one of them.
Right.
The second one would be when you've just come back from the gym and your clothes are drenched, which I get it because you've been training, like, whatever. You just leave them in a pile in the dressing room, and the scent that's left with them for the hours that they're left there
You need to do me washing?
is sick.
Are you not washing, girl?
No, Jordan, no. That's it. No, that's it. What's yours?
And you know that this is one of my pet peeves. You'll come and sit next to us in bed with a bag of crisps.
I've got another.
Mine. I'm in. Oh, you found. No. You've said yours. Wait, let me speak. Right? You come and plonk yourself next to us and you're crunching like a fucking horse. You don't shut your mouth. And it's just there, yappa, yappa, yappa in my ear. And it sends us like, I'm overstimulated with sounds as well. So that.
Jordan makes herself toast or bagels and she takes them upstairs. She like launches the quilt down the bottom of the bed. So she's pretty much at this point eating it clean off the sheet. And then this is what she does to when I go, are you eating that bagel in the bed? Like there better not be crumbs because I kind of stand crumbs in the bed. She'll go like this. For anyone that's listening, I'm just shaking my hand on the bed and she'll keep doing it. And all she's doing is separating the crumbs into more and more crumbs.
You say that, but you also eat toast in the bed?
No, I don't. I eat it on top of the quilt.
Is that in the bed?
No, but you're lying on the sheet and scoffing at your gums.
I feel like this is getting quite deep in person.
I think that's enough, Annie.
Yeah, anyway, you don't really give us the ick, to be fair. Like, we're very in it.
I do fancy you still.
Yeah, I suppose I fancy you.
Even when I look like Hannah Montana.
Even when you look like a farmer girl.
Who proposed to who? Now, what do you think people expect on that?
Me. Everyone's going to say me. I'm obviously the butcher one in the relationship. You are the girly princess femme. And yeah, everyone, I think if they didn't know the story, would say me. But in fact, it was
me.
Yeah.
I just know when I've got a good thing, I need to log it down. And I just, it was probably about a year.
I don't even think it was was it?
It was. I'm going to do it before,
Yeah.
Desperate minge that.
Yeah. So it was pretty new to being together. But I'll be honest, I knew when we eventually got together that I'd spend the rest of my life here.
Yeah, I mean, like
it was
in lesbian world, you moved in after 3 days.
Yeah, true.
So a year is like quite a long time. The equivalent of dog years.
Yeah.
In lesbian lands.
Yeah.
So for me, a year was like a century.
Yeah.
I'd waited that long. And we went to London.
Yes.
Because that was like our little place where we would go. And obviously I've got to be quite dramatic, so I chose to do it at Big Ben on New Year's Eve. The only thing I didn't do, and I'm still glad I didn't, is I didn't get down on one knee because it was chocker right. Now this would have give her the ick if someone knocked us over.
Yeah, it sounds over, yeah. I always still grieve you saying that you didn't get on one knee, but I'm actually, the way that you did it, I think was so
like
perfect.
That ring was in my pocket all night. It was freezing cold.
Yeah.
I'd run into a bollard and nearly knocked myself out. And then I just thought, if I get on one knee and I lose this ring and it goes in the Thames, we're done for.
Yeah.
But it was cute.
Yeah, it was cute. And I actually tell you to fuck off. It was that cute because I thought you were joking. I thought it was a fake ring or something, but I was crying my eyes out at the same time.
I did ask mum and dad as well first, on my own.
Which I thought was cute as well, because that's a big thing with the background where we are as well. So yeah, it was cute. And I actually then wanted to get you a ring as well, being the princess that you are. So I then surprised you with a proposal so you could also have the experience and have a ring.
You did.
And we did like a little step-by-step guide. And we started off at the Hotel de Vin. I left you notes at like each stage. Yeah. And then it got to the final stage where we were at the bridge. Did a little encarved lock. When you were throwing the key away, I actually was on one knee. And when you turned back around.
Sorry, what's encarved? What's an encarved lock? Do you mean engraved?
I'm an engraved, so funny. It's just this to me, vocab isn't the best, is it? But me choice of words.
Because you dropped out of school when you were year 7.
No, I started school in year 9, to be fair, but listen, I've done all right for myself.
You have, and that was a really cute proposal. So
yeah, it was good. It was cute, but then I ruined it at the end because I was that nervous that I got, even though I don't know why I was so nervous because you had already proposed to me, I got that blotted that I didn't even make it in the toilet in the room. I just sicked all on the side of the bed. It was like on the floor. I was minging. So then the full morning of what was an amazing night was spent cleaning the sick up. So
didn't get charged for the room.
Yeah, it was crazy, but a beautiful experience. And yeah, I got you the ring that I thought you would have liked.
Thank you.
So it was nice, yeah.
But that concludes our episode 3. Hopefully our next episode will have exciting stuff to talk about.
Yes.
But you might know, you might not know. Who knows?
Yeah, I know.
So thank you very much for everyone for listening and watching. Have a better weekend.
Make sure that if you haven't already, subscribe on YouTube, like, share. And yeah, we appreciate everyone who's watching, everyone who's supporting, everyone who's commenting. It means the world to us.
So don't forget to keep them coming.